Karibu sana mpenzi mtazamaji wa VBN TV. Kipindi ni My Testimony. Mimi si mwingine bali ni Princess. Leo katika studio zetu za VBN TV tumeweza kuna mgeni ambaye ameweza kutembea ambaye ataweza kutupea hadithi yake. Nilikwambia kwamba kipindi cha My Testimony ni kipindi ambacho kinahusiana na watu kupeana kile ambacho Mwenyezi Mungu ameweza kuwafanyia. Unajua kwamba katika maisha kuna miujiza ambayo Mwenyezi Mungu ameweza kufanyia one of these fine days. So leo katika kipindi cha My Testimony utaturuhusu tuweze kutumia lugha ya Kimombo, na ni lugha ambayo nitakwambia ni kwa nini tumechagua kuitumia siku ya leo. Welcome.
Thank you.
Maybe you can tell us your name.
They call me Wilson. Kipkoech Yego.
Koech.
Yeah.
So where were you born?
I was born in a small village called Kamagut in Eldoret. I'm the second born in a family of 6. That's where I was born.
All right. So tell us a little bit about your family. You've told us about you were born in a family of 6 and you are the second born. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, initially it was I was brought up in a terrible life, a life that was full of poverty. We were so poor, so much that the people in the village called us poor. I remember when we were growing up, we used to, because we stay in our homestead is a few meters, like 3 kilometers from the barracks. So we used to go to the barracks with my brother Wesley, and we go pick leftovers from the soldiers, and we tell them we are taking them to our dogs. But it was a lie. We were going to feast on them because there was no food. So my mother used to. We subsisted through my mother's brewing illicit brew called Janga and Bosa. That is what took us to school. Actually, my dad was not around. Okay, he was a driver of a certain tycoon, and but he spent every penny he got from what he was doing in outrageous living. So he was nowhere to be found. And so my mother was left alone to raise us, the 6 of us, brewing janga and doing, you see, she even taught us to do the same. You know, at the age of 10, I was also a provisioned brewer, and but I did brew the thing, but I could not drink. Yeah, so.
Tell us a little bit. You said that your mother is the one who took care of you, the 6 of you. So your dad was away. You want to say that you didn't have to encounter the fatherly love. You only had the motherly love.
Now you come to realize that it's actually the opposite of what you've said that happened to me. Okay, because my dad was absent. I did not actually find that the fatherly love completely. The time he could come over, you know, it's beating, it's cursing, it's being chased up and down. But then it happened that my mother, you see, because of the absence of the dad in the family, most of the times, became so bitter with the way life was so tough on her, and she was such a bitter woman. Now, and for the fact that I resemble my father, the looks, now my mother began to turn against me. I don't know if there are other reasons beyond that, but she turned against me. She hated me with deep hatred. And she really ill-treated me so much. So much that over the years I've been wondering if that was my mother, because she used to deny me food. Like in a week, I only eat like for a few times, maybe just on Monday and until Friday.
Whereas the other kids were given food.
Yeah, they were given food. So, and I was given a terrible beating. You see that any man in his right mind will only give to a beast. But you know, my mother could tie my legs and hands and give me a beating that could leave me bleeding in both the nose and the mouth.
Why was she doing all this? You told us earlier that you resembled your dad.
Yes.
And probably your dad was going out there. He was not giving any support to the family.
Sure.
So you want to say that you were giving all these beatings because first of the bitterness that she had, then secondly you resembled your dad.
The mother used to beat me whenever there was slight provocation. You see, when children are growing, even when you make a simple mistake, she will come over and beat me dearly. And there were times even when my other siblings, when they make mistakes, you see,
you received the beating.
Mother comes and say, who has done this? And instead of them being punished for that, she turns against me and she beats me terribly. And now I also in the process became so bitter with my mother. I developed bitterness as well. And so our relationship became so bad. We distanced ourselves from each other. I remember, my mother could speak of several things, painful things against me. I remember her telling me countless times that the time I will die, she will not shed a single tear. Now there was a time when his father died, and he went to the funeral in a place called Moist Bridge. And when she came back, she told me that she wished that I had died instead. Wow. And at some point also, his step brother died. And she also came and told me the same, that I wished that
you were the one.
Yeah, that I was the one.
So in such an environment, tell us a little bit about your education. Were you able to go to school?
Yes, I went to school. I went to Kamagut Primary School. But life was so hard. I mean, I wore tattered uniform, you see, without shoe. But then, you see, most pupils in those days anyway used to go to school without shoes. Yeah, I remember the first time I wore shoe is when I entered into Sambut Secondary School in the vicinity. That was the first time I wore a shoe and a trouser. I had been wearing shorts before. And you see, when we were me and my siblings in Kamagut Primary School, we used to use engine oil as lotion, as body lotion. And sometimes there was this cooking fat called Kimbo. You know?
Yeah, I know it.
You know Kimbo? Yeah, so we used to use that one as well as body lotion. And we were raised in a small crash-thatched house. But at some point, my parents were blessed, and they actually constructed some better houses, a better house for themselves and one for my siblings. Now, me, I was the second born. The first born is a girl, and me, I'm the boy. So we were supposed to, the other house that was constructed was supposed to house especially the boys. Unfortunately, mother did not allow me to stay in that house.
Where did you sleep? Where are you sleeping?
I used to sleep in the kitchen.
What?
Yeah, she told me that's where I belong. So the rest of the boys, two brothers that follows me, they slept in that house while I slept in the kitchen in a bare floor, without a mattress, without a blanket. I used to use my jacket. I just sleep there. You see, I used to sleep like in fact, there was a time the life I lived there was like that of the biblical Lazarus. Whenever I could go to church, I come home, mother tells me, I thought you ate something in the church, so you are not included for the lunch. Such was the kind of life.
Tell us a little bit about who facilitated your high school education.
Yeah, during this time, I used to attend an AIC church. And in that same AIC church as well, my mother used to attend there.
So your mother was a born-again Christian?
I don't know. Okay. You see, it all depends. When you say born again, it means a lot.
Yeah, the action
Because
speaks a lot.
we'd want to see the practicability of Christianity when somebody says, I'm born again. But you see, okay, we used to go to the church, but when we come home, the kind of life I see, I wonder if the kind of Bible and the teachings that we receive in the church, this mother also receives. So, in this AIC church, I used to play the guitar.
You're the guitarist.
Yes, I was the guitarist. I learned to play the guitar in that church. And in so doing, they were really pleased with that. And they are the ones who actually facilitated my high school education. They used to hold fundraising. And they used to fundraise. And they're the ones who took me to, who paid for my school fees.
So from Form 1 up to Form 4, the AIC church facilitated your education?
Yeah, the AIC church. And even the mother as well.
He chipped in a little
Though
bit.
she hated me that deeply, but she could also do something about it.
She cared about you too.
About the paying of the school
The
fees.
school fees.
Yes.
So tell us more about your high school life.
Now going to high school in Sambut Secondary School. Okay, I enjoyed for the fact that now my bare feet, at least I could wear a shoe, and it was another life altogether. I can wear a trouser. But you see, life was difficult because my mother, you see, whatever she could get from brewing, she said that she was not going to pay for my lunch. It was like 6 kilometers away from home. So I have to foot that distance, and she said that she was not going to pay for lunch for the entire period of time except Form 4. I used to go to the bush in the compound that had wattle trees
During lunchtime?
Yes, I go there, and then and then you see those wattle trees. There's some things that is produced that it's called in Kalenjin manget. Now those are the things I could go pick those things and feast on it for 3 good years that I was in high school.
That's how you survived.
Until on the 4th year when I was in Form 4. Now my lunch was paid. Exactly.
So when you used to take those the manget.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your stomach. You know, when you take those things, they are wild. Then you've taken them. Then you're back to class. Whereas other people have already gone, taken lunch. Were you able to concentrate during the afternoon period?
You know, those things are indeed sweet. They taste sugary. But when it arrives to the stomach, especially now when you're taking it in large quantities, it actually leaves you with a lot of rumbles. And so you have stomach rumbling through over the lessons. You know, the students sitting close to you, they can hear that. No, but as time goes by, you know, they get used to that kind of life, and life goes on. That was the kind of life we had over there.
So tell us, what the teachers, they didn't care about what you were eating. The people, are there people who saw you eating those things?
Yeah, of course. People could see, but the students, there's nothing they can do about it. You see, there's absolutely nothing they can do about it. People mind their own business. And sometimes, okay, there are other students who could offer sometimes to take me to their homes who are living in the vicinity. But you see, deep within you, you know, your conscience, you feel like you should not be following these people. You go there today, but tomorrow
you get back home.
You get back to what you were doing. So I got used to that, and it wasn't a big deal as years went on. Sure.
So we'll be back shortly after the break. He's going to tell us more about his life after high school. So don't change the channel.